Hello everybody, my name is Nthabi and welcome to Galaxy TV. I'm so excited about today because it's Women Month special. So this day it's all about us women. And I'm not alone today, I'm with amazing ladies. Of course I'm going to introduce myself, but let me allow the ladies to introduce themselves because guys, I don't even know their names. All right, who's ready to start?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Nthabi. My name is Mbali Siluma, and I come from the East Rand. I'm a vocalist, and I think you'll know more about me the more the show goes on.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, you don't want to give it away too much. Yeah. Hi everyone, my name is Zanele, and I'm joyfully married. Yes, like joyfully, not just married, joyfully married.
I love that.
And I'm a twin mommy, and everything else you'll find as we proceed with the conversation.
Okay, that's wonderful. I like that. So, okay, let me just give you a brief introduction about who this amazing woman is.
Yes.
So, Nthabi is a brand builder, a content creator. So I have a design agency called RL Designs Creative Approach. So I'm a public speaker as well. So that is basically things about me. And something about me is that I carry something with me, which is one of my famous quotes. And it says, I have seen what hard work can do, and I know what more it can and will do. So those are the things that kind of drive me. But yeah, that is just a brief about me.
Brief? Did you just say
you
brief?
You said a lot of things.
Exactly.
You said content, what? And designer too?
So a content creator, designer, so it's a whole package.
Important.
Yes.
And how did you get there?
Okay, how did I get there?
What was the process of you getting to become a content creator? Yeah.
All right, so I think with a content creator, I mean, I'm on a digital space. I love digital marketing, and obviously a profession being a designer, I spend a lot of time obviously online.
True.
And I thought about it, I'm like, no, I can't just be a designer, always programming, always developing websites.
Yeah.
I need to be out there. So I'm creating content for my YouTube channel, which is another thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And of course, helping brands to position themselves online. So yeah, that is how I actually started. And obviously this is a process that I hope one day will help me collaborate with other clients, maybe with you guys.
Like I'm actually
thinking about myself as she's speaking.
Exactly. I'm actually listening to you and I'm saying I'm on a journey of actually starting a YouTube channel. So you're like the go-to person already. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah. No, awesome.
And so what's your journey? Tell us your journey.
Well,
where did it begin?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
It began a long time ago. Well, when I finished my matric, I was already singing in church, right?
Church girl.
Yeah. And my mom was like, you know what, we can't take you to school. Yeah. And from there, I had to figure out what it is that I can do or love doing and stuff. And then we used to sing with my friends, of course, in church, and we had a small Anyana group there, just doing our own thing. And then I started doing corporate gigs.
Nice.
Yes, we started. I think I was 18 when we started doing corporate gigs, and just traveling around. Yes, we went to Cape Town for the NMCF, Nelson Mandela's Children's Fund.
Oh,
that was really nice because I got to meet a lot of people. From there, that's when I started loving jazz music. From there, appreciating African music.
I love that.
And is jazz your genre?
I wouldn't say it's my genre because there's gospel, there's African, there's jazz, and then there's R&B also, you know. So there's a lot of influence. Yeah, I wouldn't say jazz is my genre because jazz is just so complicated.
It's complex.
It is. But I would like to get to that level, of course, where I really understand jazz music. But I think what I love more is African music.
Yeah.
Because Africans have beautiful sounds. And so there's a lot to explore actually there. Yeah. So just I can chill. But one day as I progress, you know.
And I think I just love the fact that you're not boxing yourself. You know, people normally box themselves like I'm a hip hop artist, I'm this and that. And you've allowed yourself to just enjoy music as a whole and whatever, season that you're in.
We know how we grow up. In church, you get to church and they're like, sing.
Exactly.
You're like, sing. And then you get home, they're like, she can sing. And then you blow. So I can't really box myself. Because even in the... So what I do now, I travel, right? I sing in different hotels. So I'll go for like a boat cruise for 6 months, or I'll go to a hotel. Mostly I'm in the Middle East.
Sure.
So we get there and we do, of course, from the oldies goldies to what's happening now.
Yeah.
You know, so, but it's always nice to introduce what South Africa has to bring to the world,
True.
all the time. So I can't really box myself. I
Yeah.
don't ever want to do that.
True.
Even that's why I just want to learn and be good at each and every genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, that when you get somewhere, you don't know where the money is.
Yeah,
You don't know. You can't
Follow them.
follow the money, girl. Follow the money.
You really,
man.
you really cannot limit yourself.
No, you
and I
can't.
like that. You know, I can't sing to save my life, and I love music. I think there's something powerful about music because it allows you to express yourself.
True.
It allows you to connect with so many things, and I definitely love that. So one day I want to hear you sing.
Yeah,
and
like,
maybe you're gonna sing for us.
Maybe,
Maybe,
not always, guys.
maybe.
And you know, like one thing I love also about just music, touching on that, is it's a universal language.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't have to be Zulu, Xhosa, you know, Spanish, Latin to understand. You can literally listen to one song,
the sound.
and the
the
melody just
sound.
catches us
Yeah.
in different ways.
I mean, have you been in a point where you're listening to your song, you don't even know the meaning of the song, but it's just
It just takes you away. It takes you to like to that
Wow.
point where you don't even know. Hey?
Yeah,
But
you're definitely. So guys, like I'm so interested in what's happening right now. I'm actually loving this. It's Women's Month. I'm a woman, you guys are women. We are here, and there's so much power that we have within us.
Yeah.
And you know, the fact that this was a moment for women to express themselves, to talk about, you know, whatever issues that they might be going through. I just want us to touch on what Women's Month mean to you. Actually, being a woman, I think let's not base it on Women's Month, because it's a question of, so after Women's Month, what happens?
Then what?
You know?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. What does it mean to be a woman? What does it mean? Well, should I start? Maybe
But
explain.
I think I want to get to know her first, because
Oh.
we've been talking a lot. And
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been
Let's
asking
hear-
questions.
Yes.
and then you can get to what it means to you, because I think you're about to speak now.
You know me. I'm always ready to talk. I'm always ready to talk.
I like that.
But yeah, so like as I said, I'm a twin mommy, and I'm a proud one to 6-year-old girls, and I'm a life coach. I'm also a public servant, and I'm also like recently I started a commercial artist, if I can put it that way. And I think it's just me doing what I want to do with no restrictions, you know, because sometimes we find ourselves, because of fear, not doing the things that we love, you know. And I've gotten to a point where I've literally taken fear and I've said, you don't belong here, you know. And I'm doing, when I wake up, for instance, and I feel like doing something, I do it.
You do
No
it.
reservations, you know. Obviously, it's not going to be something risky to a point of death or whatever, you know. But that's my objective and goal for 2020, you know. As much as it sounds dim, you know, because of the pandemic and stuff, but I've just made a conscious and intentional decision to say, you know what, I'm still going to do the things that I want to do. And that's what I do. And for me also, just my purpose is just empowering people, you know, and always being impactful in everything that I do, you know. So if I meet Nthabi and I even say, we speak for 5 minutes and I've done what I need to do, and I've left her with one point of wisdom, I'm happy with that.
Doesn't have to be much.
It's like it's that analogy of someone comes, you plant a seed, right? The next person will come and water the seed. The next person, you know,
of course,
and that's how it's supposed to be. That's how a community is supposed to do. So that's what I do. I always focus on what can I do in my community, and what impact can I do. And if it takes 2 days or a year, I'm good with that, and I move on. So that's me in a nutshell. Hey, like I'm purpose driven.
Ladies already. So
I'm
tell
purpose
me,
driven. Yeah.
what does a commercial artist do?
So commercial artists can go from adverts, you know, being part of adverts, modeling as well, like fashion. Also, you have also like voiceovers, you know, things like that. Yeah. So it's different genres.
So you're speaking
Yeah.
good English and
Girl, no. As I said, I don't limit myself. So if I get to a point of I'm given a challenge and I'm like, oh, those big words, you know, I will make it a point that I excel in that.
Yes.
You know, and it's just about that, you know,
love
because
it.
I've just gotten to a point of embracing whatever comes. This opportunity right here, it's something that I did not go looking for, you know. But because of making a difference in my community and in my circle, someone was able to say, hey, that one.
I like that.
You know, and that's
like
how
that.
we're just supposed to approach exactly.
And
that's how you're
just,
supposed
just
to approach
add
life.
on that, sorry, I hope I'm not jumping.
No.
Just to add on that, I think it's so important as women to realize that there is so much that we can do together. And the fact that you are at the point where you become great at what you do. You know, you can just relax and the world can just see your amazing work. And I'm so fascinated by the fact that also this opportunity, I got it because someone knows my work, believes in me, and I give it my all. Like you know, that's something I think, you know, all the women that are watching right now should take into account, that whatever that you do, give it your all. Just put on your A game, whatever that you do, and never take any opportunity for granted. We don't know who's watching right now and would be looking at, you know what, I think I need an artist to come to my gig or whatever. I need something, you know, something can happen. So take every opportunity and, you know, give it your all. A game. That's what I wanted to add.
And I mean, it's that whole notion of when you're a street sweeper, right? Do it like you're the president of the country.
Of course.
Do it like you're the queen, you know, England. Because at the end of the day, whatever you're given and whatever space you're given, master it so that when the next person comes in, they can say, no shame, job well done. You know, it does not matter on which level of life you're on.
I like that.
You're always learning, guys. Like you never stop learning. You never stop learning about yourself and about other people also, you know, getting to know things about other people. You learn about yourself also. I think I'm so proud of being here. Two amazing I was looking at you like, okay, one day is one day. You know, because I'm a singer, but I'm always scared to speak, you know, like to speak in front of people and express myself. I recently realized that I can't really express myself as much as I would like to, you know. So, but this is, for me, it's a new platform that, sitting here and watching you guys, I'm like, paragraphs.
I'm a novel.
Wowza. They must be doing something right. So,
But something about that is that, you know, as a person, maybe your way of expressing yourself could be in music, like when you sing and everything. So I think more than anything, being authentic and being yourself in whatever that you do, whether you're speaking, whether you're singing, that's all. That's enough. I think that's enough. And
but now I can't walk in the streets and just sing.
Why not? But no, like, where's the restriction? Where's the restriction?
Talking to the kids, you know, at home, because I can't just, you know, no.
But you know, I think also you are probably uncomfortable with that situation because no one is doing it, or not a lot of people are doing it, you know. And with me, that's when we sometimes find ourselves conforming to society, that this is how we do it, so therefore I must, you know, conform. But if you had to start that, you don't know what ripple effect you'll have. How many other upcoming young artists who are looking at me, girl, when you walk out of here, you must know that you're on a homework already.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. You know what, I think we deserve to go to an ad break now.
Definitely.
So can we just continue with that topic as we come back? Please stay tuned, don't go away, we will be right back. Welcome back to another amazing show, guys. Like, I am so excited and I am so inspired about this woman that are next to me right now. And before the break, we posed the question of, you know, what does being a woman mean to you? You know, let's talk about, this is our month. We get to talk as women. We get to express ourselves. And I think, let me start. You know, I think being a woman, to me, means that I am a woman because I am. And I'm saying this because, you know, women are perceived to have, you know, to be positioned to have a certain power or a certain position, or a woman should actually be a mother, to be actually given a title to say she's powerful, she's amazing. But in my opinion, I feel like women are powerful as they are, ladies. Women were born strong. Women were born powerful. And you don't need to be, you know, a president of some sort to be perceived as a powerful woman. You don't need to be an amazing artist that you are to be an amazing woman. You don't need to have your amazing twins to be called a powerful woman or, a real woman. I believe that we women, we are different in our own ways, but what's powerful about us is that we were born with this. We can multitask. I mean, men cannot really do the things that we can do. That is a fact. And the fact that we have that skill or that talent, I believe that it's a great blessing, and that is where our strength lies in. So my view is that women should understand that they are women because they were born like that. Nothing can ever take that away from them. So they shouldn't, yes, upskill yourself, yes, do the best that you can to be a great person in life, whether you're progressing in your career, whatever, but don't forget that you are amazing as you are. I talk too much.
Houseful.
I mean, I think it's also understanding that you don't need a title to be labeled a woman. You are born. It's a gender thing, and in it being a gender thing, then you put on and add on the different facets that you want, So it's also just the beauty of acknowledging that as I was born female, there's certain things that make me unique, in whatever I approach. So you spoke about, we can multitask. It's more of a gender thing, and that makes it a woman thing, whereas other men struggle with that, So it's more of that, embrace whatever you are, and don't really conform to based on a gender, and you're just taking me actually to the next thought that I have, traditional roles. Where we get boxed and labeled in a certain way. So a woman must behave like this, a woman must act like this, a woman must wear this,
Hey, when you're a coat, you should wear this.
And for me, at the end of the day, it should not be about the labels that society pins on you, but it should be about you writing your own script, about who you are, and gender should not be the one factor that limits you from doing things.
No, it shouldn't.
So that's
I think what I like about being a woman, and I really appreciate is, you can take a woman and put a woman anywhere, any situation they can take on. We can take on any situation, like coming from a home where I was raised by a single mother, a brother and a sister. And my brother, of course, passed on some years back. And then I had to be a brother, and I had to be like the son in the house, and taking on those roles just shows that you tap in, in any situation. It just, you get there and you're like, okay, this is what needs to be done, and then you just take on that role without anybody telling you. So that's what's amazing about everything that you said. It takes me back where I come from, where I had to be a guy at some point. Yes, you had to be a guy. Like, I was not even a tomboy. I've always been like a girl, but who just had, what needs to be done? Like, the toilet is broken, and then it needs to be nice. Now you're like a plumber, and even the garden is like, it needs taking care of, and stuff. So you see, and then the next thing, you don't even realize how much you have taken on as a woman. So I think that's the most beautiful thing about being a woman, that nobody has to tell you. Nobody has to tell you that, okay, there's no food today and there's no man to go, because we're not thinking, okay, most of us are not thinking, no, some guy has to go and do
the work.
The work, or something, because it's just me and my mom and my sister. My sister's married, and that's what I really, really appreciate. And I know that I see myself in so many places and achieving a lot of things without a man. I don't generally need a man here to achieve what I know that.
And we nurture us, like that's one thing I love is that if we had to go back to like a kaya, a Soweto, right, you would not leave your neighbor angadlang. Yes, like everyone, you would make sure at home we've got food sharp, that's great. But my friend, and you would be comfortable with the fact that because I'm eating, I'm happy that my neighbor's eating, So we nurture each other in some way, and it's not even an age thing, because normally people would think a nurturer is looking at a child, so you're nurturing a child, but we nurture even our friends, we nurture our loved ones, and that's just a beautiful thing. It's something that we're born with,
of course.
Yeah, it's something we're born with, and no one can take that away.
The kids, the kids in the streets. Like I always, you know, I always walk there, and then I look at them. I'm like, okay, I wish God can just bless me so that we can change certain because a lot needs to be done, you know. It's just a lot needs to be done, and if you being a woman
a lot needs to be done. And I love this conversation because I have a foundation called Real Talk with Nthabi Foundation, and on my foundation what I do, like, we would go around schools, donate sanitary towels, because as much as we are naturals, as much as we are strong, we are born strong, we can't shy away from the fact that there are women that are vulnerable. There are young girls, especially, I mean, I was born in a village, and you know, we understand that when you're in a village there are so many things like disadvantages that are there and all that, and you think of a confidence of a young girl. And what that does to me, you know, to think that at some point I didn't have sanitary towels, my confidence was so down, broken and all that, and having to focus maybe even in class, I would think, what would people, you know, think if I stand up? What if something is happening? Using a tissue or, you know, a cloth, you know, all of those things. And I think of a confidence of a young, you know, child, a young girl. And when you're saying now that, you know, I wish God could bless me to do so much, and when you're saying that in knowing that your neighbor is okay and all that, that to me says, you know what, together we can do more as women. And if we can understand that you really need you don't necessarily need to help the entire world. If you can make a difference to one person, it's enough. It's enough. The confidence, you know, when you're confident, even if you wake up and they say, you know what, girl, this is an opportunity for you. You have to go there and do your best. Even if you leave drinking water or that coffee without bread, without nothing, if you are confident, an opportunity will come your way. No one will even see that, you know, things are not right and everything. So I'm loving the, you know, confidence and how we can, you know, work together as women. And I think, which brings me to one of the things that I would like us to discuss, ladies, to say women need to win together. Women need to win together. And this brings a question of, there's so many things that are going wrong around women. We look down on each other. We don't appreciate each other. We hate each other without even knowing each other. I mean, I got here, I just fell in love with you guys. I just went on and started blogging, doing whatever that I was doing, but I engaged with you guys, and I saw beautiful and amazing women.
Oh, thank you.
You know,
we try.
we don't try, darling. We got this. We got this. Naturally, you know. So why do women look down on each other? Why do women hate each other? Like, why is it the case?
You know, with the circle that I keep, right? For me, that's foreign.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think I'm very intentional with the people that I keep in my space.
Yes. I nearly did that also. Like.
Yeah. I think very intentional. And the thing is, I think because we also just focus so much on the negative that women are always labeled as, you know, we don't see the good that you're doing, Nthabi, you know, in your circle. We don't see what Mbali is doing in her corner, you know. So for me, I think when we come to conversations like this, we need to get to a point of, like, embrace what you're doing well, you know, embrace that Mbali is doing well, and let's have the stories being the one in the forefront, because the narrative is always about women are looking down on each other, women, you know, but when will the narrative start changing if we are constantly going back 2 steps behind? So for me, I'm very intentional with the circles that I keep. And in terms of just negativity and things like that, I move away from that. I protect myself. I protect my space. I protect myself, and I make sure that when I've engaged with women and even random women, I somehow need to make a mark. You know, I need to impart something. And even though I will not get a standing ovation, you know, but I know that I left this person with something that they can take, and they move on, and they can plant the seed, and it continues. So for me, it's that. Yes, there's negativity, and I'm not going to sit here and deny, you know, that there is that stigma around women, you know. But then how do we move to the next level of saying, we realize it's there, but what conversations do we need to have as women, you know, so that we move away from that and start talking positive stuff, you know, building each other, you know, complimenting each other. Like, you know, I always saying it's complimenting Nthabi does not take anything away from me.
It doesn't.
For me, it actually makes my day. You know, I'm like, yo, gorgeous hair, you know. Yeah, does it mean I must look down on someone because I don't have what they have? No. Compliment, and that makes your day more greater.
Exactly.
You know, yeah.
And I think yang bora.
Yeah, bora, yeah.
Oh, like bora, guys.
Yeah, bora. Sure.
Yeah, because we don't understand. I think we also give other people also, you know, the power. No, women are this, women are that. Where else, like, you know, when you bump into a person, estradini, and then you're like, yo, Sisi, you look so nice, and you find okay, where does she come from and stuff, and people are not used to these things. They are not used to being told, and they're not used to being appreciated. Smiling just to say hi. You know, even in a taxi, you know, when you use taxis, you get in a taxi and you're like sanbonani, and people don't get it, and I can't explain. I won't tell you why, because now I'm bored, you know. It's just guys, you know, I just wish.
Right. I feel you.
No, I feel the same. I feel the same. Nami young Bora. But anyways, guys, we have to go to an ad break. Please don't go away. Stay tuned, because we've got more to share with you. Thank you. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Before the break, we were going on, guys, about, you know, this women that, you know, are negative and all that, and we're not about negative stuff here. We all about positivity. And I think in closing on that part that we ended with, I just want to say this to women. You know what? Focus your energy into things that can innovate your life, things that can empower you to become a better person, to become a better, you know, human being, to be a better woman. If you can associate yourself with women that can empower you, that can give you the drive, then that is how you need to carry on in life. Which brings us to another session of empowerment, like women empowerment. I think women empowerment should be stressed. I don't know what you guys think. I think women empowerment is really something that needs to be stressed, and that is what we're going to carry with us from this moment on until, because Women's Month is ending now, and some are on hyped up about Women's Month, Women's Day, but it's a question of what happens after. So how do we empower each other to keep going? Because, you know, we touched on how we can focus on the positive. So it's a question of how can we empower each other and, you know, work together as women. You know, I don't know how you guys feel about this.
I think being good at what you're doing and letting other people in, you know, because we should let these young girls, especially these young girls, we should let them in, you know, to see what's happening. Like, I'm a singer, how do I do it? You know, like, let them in and having a conversation with them, like, I don't know, just teaching them one girl at a time. Remember, that's what you said, that one person, it doesn't have to be a lot of people, you know, but having an open conversation about, first of all, what's going on out there in the world, because all of us, we didn't know. We were lucky to be late bloomers, and, you know, just and lucky also to have people to say stop that, and we listened. Now it's tricky because we don't even know what to say to our kids, and I mean, you said you've got who said no?
Twin girls.
You've got twin girls. How old?
6.
6.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yep.
Imagine. So you have to start having those conversations now, like about them loving themselves.
True.
And by loving yourself, you just automatically teaching another person how to love themselves. You know, because it's easy. It's that easy. The more conversations, the better.
Yeah.
I remember at home, my brother taught me so many things, and when he passed on, I was 16, and now I'm older.
She is never tells her age.
but she still looks 16 anyway.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like 20 years later.
Okay. 36.
Yeah, 20 years,
All right.
20 years
Are you
later.
sure you're 36?
I promise you.
Are you sure you're not 16 again?
That is something. But I remember the conversations that we would have, and I'm so grateful because I remember, you know, when he was like, don't find yourself in a position where you are desperate for money, and don't find yourself doing this. No, you can't do that. And this is how life will treat you. And you know, there's a friend of mine, I got into a situation and I had to call a friend of mine and say, this is what I'm going through, you know, I can't really go into it.
It's true.
I can't and then he was like, you know what, I'm glad you took the decisions that you took regarding that situation, because the universe will pay you back. So when you find yourself, you need someone to empower you, because sometimes we're not even sure when you're doing the right thing, that is it right, or am I being stupid, because someone else would just jump on that situation, you know. I wish we could have like a broad conversation about it, because there's a lot. So we need to have
There's definitely a lot.
Yes, conversations, and we shouldn't be scared to talk to our nieces about these things from a young age. You know, it's very important. So I think the more we talk to the girls and how we carry ourselves, that's very important, because we shouldn't confuse them. We shouldn't. They shouldn't be confused that, okay, but you're doing this now, and what are you telling me to do? Tomorrow you're saying something else. You know, so I don't know what you think about it.
So with me, that's why I'm in a program of mentoring young girls, right? And I think it should start there, you know. Start having those conversations with them when they're young. Because by the time they're 36 like us, it's a bit...
So you're 36 as well?
I'm turning 20, like 37 or 29, guys. Like on Saturday, it's my birthday. But anyway,
so I know someone who's gonna sing for you on your birthday.
Yeah, we shall not mention names, right? But
Something happened.
But I think with me, it's we need to mentor our young girls, you know, and knowing very well which communities we come from. That's the first base we need to go to, you know, because at the end of the day, they're not going to learn anything if they're stuck there with the same mentality, whatever mentality they have, you know. But it took Nazi, someone taking a chance on us to be the woman that we are today, you know. So we need to pay it forward, and that's what I always pass the baton, you know. And how is Uzaza in this case passing the baton? And the only way is by mentoring young girls. By the time you leave, they can still, it's a ripple effect. They also start mentoring, you know, and they're paying it forward. And also in our homes, you know, I mean, you spoke about, I've got twins. Like the conversations I'm having, they've got natural hair. So for me, it's self-love, you know, embrace yourself the way you are corner. They've got different skin colors. You know, embrace, you lighter, good for you, you darker, beautiful, you know. So it's also that you teach our young girls that they are good enough the way bang a corner, and they should not change for anything, you know, because once you are confident in who you are, whether people say you're ugly, whether they label you've got big ears, it should not matter, because it's your big ears. So what are you going to do about that? They might big ears, you know. So I think it's that we need to really get to a point of mentoring the girls, you know, and also just giving them the push of what's next and exposure, guys. And I think a lot of us were not given the exposure, you know. One, exposure through books. We need to teach the skill and the lessons of reading. Because as much as we all can't explore and travel, you know, outside of the country or even within the country, but reading like takes you on a journey, you know, mentally, and you're able to picture Paris, for instance. You're able to picture Swaziland, Victoria Falls, you know, and you've never been there. So it's just different ways that we can do that, and through informal conversations as well. You know, it doesn't have to be so formal, like in a class setup, but even just meeting a stranger, you know, you meet like a 10-year-old, and you start having a conversation with them, have a dialogue with them, you know, try to understand where they're coming from, you know, what are their fears, you know, and you help them in their journey, you know. And that's why I'm showing it. At the end of the day, a mentor does not necessarily have to be someone I see all the time. I can look up to Nthabi and I don't even have to have a conversation with her. So I pick the good attributes that I can see that I can also use in my industry. Same thing Mbali, you know, and that's how it's supposed to be.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. You know, you just mentioned something. You know, in society, there are things, especially when we look up to like maybe celebrities or maybe wanting someone to inspire you, someone from a public figure. And we hear news sometimes. Let's say you're an artist, and then we love you, the world loves you, and it happens that somehow something wrong happens. People would want to focus on the negative and forget that, you know what, there is so much power in this woman, and this is what I do. I choose to empower myself with positive things. So the world can say negative things about other people or certain things that you're doing, but what you choose to put in your ears is what matters. Also with, like, for example, social media. I think we can't shy away from the fact that social media is the biggest platform where a whole lot of things happen. Fake lives, depression, all of that. You wanting to be like someone else, not being yourself, and wanting to live a life that is just behind the camera or behind your phone when you're looking at someone. So we need to look into those things. And ladies, you know, we're talking about empowerment, and I think there's a big issue that is happening in the world right now, and that is, you know, gender-based violence. And I'm bringing this up because, you know, you guys mentioned something important, that it has to start from you know, a young age, to teach our kids how to love themselves, how to appreciate themselves. Whether you have a boy child or a girl child, you teach them both. And, you know, something that, you know, one would say is that some women go through a lot. Some women find themselves in relationships, stuck in relationships, just because this person is providing for me and my child. This person has taken me from home one day, there was no food and all that. You know, there was nothing. So I want us, after the break, of course, to just touch on, you know, gender-based violence, to say how can we, you know, continue teach young people from a young age, because I don't think a person is born a killer, a raper, or whatever. How can we change the narrative, as you know, you mentioned? But of course, we will continue with this after the break. Please stay tuned. I hope that you're enjoying this and you're learning something out of what we, you know, conversing on. And of course, you can share your thoughts as well. I'm sure on social media you can hit us up. We will be right back. Thank you. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Yes, so as we were talking before the break, gender-based violence, you know, I don't want us to go on. It's a very deep topic, it's a very big topic, but I just want us to just touch a little bit. What do you guys think we should, you know, do? Because we are victims. Yes, there are guys that are affected, but can we talk? This is our month, so can we be allowed to be vulnerable and express ourselves?
Since I'm emotional, man.
But
you know, the thing is, right, as women, when you are in a mall and you don't feel safe, like I've had encounters where I would just be walking, and if I would see a man acting funny around me, already your emotions start, you know, saying something goes, okay, is he just being himself? Is he, you know, trying to do something, you know? And for me, that is the sad truth that each and every woman goes through on a daily, you know. The difference is that, yes, others make it home, you know, like some of us, others don't make it at home, you know. And it's sad that at the same time, the men, and there's a question, you know, like a man, that whole concept of a man is supposed to protect a woman. I think for me, and it's a conversation that I'm constantly having with my friends, why is it that we even have that as a label, that a man is supposed to protect, you know? Because my thinking is, if I'm expected to protect you, right, then automatically I feel I've got power over you. You know? So when I exercise my power, then it's expected, you know, but I'm supposed to protect whatever. And that then changes the narrative totally, you know, where we're just supposed to say, as human beings, protect your friend, protect your, you know, protect each other. Because I was having a conversation with a friend to say, what happens if a man is in a situation where the wife is a beater, you know, like a husband is beaten up, what happens to that? So who has the power there? You get it? So it's also just, I think, the small things that society labels men as, society labels women as, that just throw a huge curveball in terms of how we view things, you know.
Yeah.
And power, yes, can be obviously defined in different ways, but normally we're talking masculinity, you know.
Yeah.
And that's where, for me, the first question comes in. Why does society feel the need to even label men as protectors? Because with men who are not mature, remember, if you've got mature men, they'll understand.
They do.
They understand the definition. But if you've got men who don't even understand what power is, what protection is, then you have men who are going all over the place, murdering, killing, and doing things like that. So it's just changing the narrative as well, you know. And that whole also concept of now, as a mother of twin girls, I must take my kids to a self-defense class. You know, what are parents of young boys doing? Why do I need to take my girls to a self-defense class?
What are they not saying?
Because if every household is playing their role, I wouldn't have to take my kids to a self-defense class, because the boys abakula nabo would be mature enough to understand that this is my counterpart. You know, by being a man does not mean I've got power over this person. You know, so it's a lot of narratives that we have.
It's a lot.
And and they create, you know, gender-based violence somehow, you know. And yes, we've got people who will be labeled different things and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's the conversations that, the agenda that's always perpetuated in society, you know. We need to change those.
Yeah, the conversations are important. And just to add on that, I think, especially, you know, parents, I think parents need to be involved. They need to be involved in their children's life. You gotta know what your son is doing. You gotta know what they are doing at school. So just because in the morning they wake up and then they bath, they go to school, you don't even know what's happening throughout the day. Sometimes you just need to pop in and see what's happening. Sometimes when they are studying, see what they are doing, because that's where it also starts. Because outside your home, the boy can be the greatest son ever. When he goes outside, he's just a different story. And then you're like, but it's because you don't know, you don't have that relationship. Your kids miss that relationship of, you know, mother and son or father and son. So you need to be involved. I think that's how we can, you know, better whatever situation that we might be going through now.
Because I'm listening to you. You're talking about your scenario is of a child that's raised by a mother and a father, or a mother or a father. What happens with those kids that are not raised by their mothers?
My word.
And he's raised by an uncle somewhere, or someone somewhere, and you know,
they take on that role.
Yes, and then they don't even teach them. You know, it starts with how they speak. You know, how they talk to each other at home, and then it's so sad, because I mean, at least with a child that has both parents, you have someone to blame. You can go to someone and say, hey, this is what's happening. And then sometimes when you're trying to get involved and you go at home, you find that maybe they're being raised by the grandmother and she's old, and there's a lot of people at home. Even when you get in there, you can tell. You start understanding why this child is this way. You know. So it's I remember at home we had I talk a lot about myself and my experiences. You know, we had growing up. It is.
And no
it is.
Continue.
I think he's gonna kill me if he sees this. But I love you, cuz.
We love you, cuz.
My brother was so troubled. Okay, my cousin, he was so troubled, and my uncle had to take over because he was not at home. We were living with my grandmother, and my mom was always away with work and his mother and blah 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 blah. So now my other uncle had to take over, the disciplinarian in the family. You know, he had to take over because we just didn't understand what's happening with this one, because we all just chilled, you know. Somebody had to take over, and it was someone who cares. Now my brother has 2 kids, he has a wife, he's raising his 2 girls, like it's amazing to watch, you know what I'm saying. But what happens when the home is just dysfunctional and there's nobody actually to have a conversation and to care enough to have a conversation? That's where it comes in, like, the community needs to come in. We shouldn't
like
be scared.
that.
We shouldn't be scared to go. I remember this one time I was having a conversation with this boy. I was like, hey, Wena, stop what you're doing. He was just being silly. I was like, stop, we can't do this here. No, you can't. And he looked at me and he stopped talking to me. The next day I was like, you need to greet when you pass here, yeah? Because you're going to need me one day.
Yeah.
You know, because he is going to need me one day. What if he falls? What if he's hit by a car? What if he's... And I need to take on that responsibility because I see him every day. Passing my mother's house, you know. So that's another thing that people need to realize that it's not about it's just not about you. It's not about your son. It's not. It's about every child. It's a community.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
And I think it's also just the whole issue of when you are in a community or you're in a relationship and you're raising kids. As a woman, you know, are they always trampling over you? You know, for instance, your husband abuses you. Once they've abused you, the following day you're giving them breakfast in bed. Your kids are observing that.
They are.
So then in their mind they're thinking, oh, so when as a man, if I abuse my wife, you know, tomorrow I'm gonna get breakfast in bed. You know? So it's also those narratives that we are not so aware of in our homes that we are creating. So when our girls go out, they expect, you know, somehow would see this has to happen, so a man must treat me this way. Because we're also teaching our girl kids that how to be taken care of, you know, and how to behave when they're in relationships. So as women as well, we need to get to a point of understanding that whatever role I'm playing as a mother, as a sister, you know, my younger sisters are watching, my mother's watching, you know, my neighbors are watching, and what role am I playing, and what impact am I plowing on them, you know. So also and go to the mentoring, you know. Once we mentor these young girls, when they grow up, they know their worth, you know. And if you dating someone and umuntu veisinyana, you know, you stop it right there. But people allow it, you know. At least he didn't hit me, at least he didn't touch me, you know. But it's leading to something, you know. So once they understand the self-love as well, then they get to a point of not tolerating nonsense. You know, so so it's just that.
Wow, guys, that was very tense. It was really deep and all that. My hair, you know, my big hair was busy doing the things, but anyway, we are here, and thank you so much. I think this is really big. We can't go on and on about, you know, that topic particular. You know, in just a minute, I think we've got a few minutes left, and I just want us to touch on, you know, our moment coming here. You know, maybe the perception that we had on each other. Well, I fell in love with you guys when I got in here, and I hope that you guys felt the same in just, you know, 30 seconds. Can you say that in a few seconds?
No, you know, I never gauge by the outlook. I want to conversate with you.
I loved you guys.
And from there on, I'll make whatever decision I make. You know, so I never judge people from their outlook.
Sometimes I do.
I look gorgeous, my own girl.
Sometimes I do.
How did you feel? How did you feel?
I felt so. It was. I think I saw a lot of women, and you know, I start judging people by after the greeting. That's very important. Yes. Hello, how are you? And then I take it from there. So it was chilled
genuine,
for me.
it
genuine,
was
very genuine.
I feel the same way. I'm happy, ladies. Thank you so much. I'm happy to have met you guys.
I think guys, it was our first time.
I have ladies on my circle. Like, hey, I've got you guys. Thank you so much, and I hope that, you know, everyone who's watching this has enjoyed this. And we don't have much time, and we have to wrap this up, but you can definitely get a hold of us. Maybe just share your social media handle. I'm RealTalkWithNthabi across all platforms. YouTube, Instagram, whatever. You quickly.
Zanele Mshengu Mahlakaro. Good luck to that.
So I'm Mbali on Instagram and Mbali on Facebook, and I have a song out, guys. We didn't even talk about that.
You know.
Yes. So please go look for I Can't Breathe. It was a tribute to Floyd. It was very important that we wrote that song and we took it out. So it was released on the 1st of July. I Can't Breathe by Mbali Zethu.
I love it. I Can't Breathe by Mbali. Born Mbali. It's on. We on it. But thank you guys for joining. Happy Women's Month. Each day, Bona. Today, every day, 30 365 days. Bona, Nje, thank you so
Celebrate,
much.
yeah.
Until next time we meet on the socials or wherever. Love you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Love you.
Love you.
That was great.